Hello, everyone. I'm Pastor Jacob from St. John's, and today I am with Mont Cessna, a member of St. John's, and we're going to have another conversation about faith, community, and what it means to be part of this congregation together. So thank you, Mont, for being with us today. I, of course, sent you a couple of questions ahead of time so that you could be thinking about our conversation today. And the first one, of course, was about early childhood memories about church. What are some of your early childhood memories about church?
The earliest, I didn't grow up in a Christian home. And somehow, when I was 6 years old, we went to Vacation Bible School with a local church down in Manlius. We were living just outside of Manlius. And so I, at the time, had received a birthday present of a pocket knife for my 6th birthday. And I was out cutting what are called poison parsnips. Well, I broke out like if I had been cutting poison ivy.
Oh.
So head to toe, I was just, all the bubbles and everything. So I only got a couple days to go, but I so wanted to go to Vacation Bible School.
Okay.
And that was my first recollection of church.
Was there something particular about that draw that made you want to? Was it just better than being itchy from the poison parsnips, or?
Yeah, it was being able to learn about Jesus. And growing up in a non-Christian home, somehow that's what I wanted to do, was go and hear about Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, and it still is a motivation for so many. I love the opportunities that folks can have those honest conversations about. I just want to know more. Yeah. Well, speaking of which, where have you felt like you've been noticing God's presence or grace in your personal life, within the community, within this, whether it's this last week, last month?
There are two ones that came to mind. One of them is how the bell choir has come together.
Mm-hmm.
How we have grown over last year, and the people that are there, we are like a mini community within St. John's. And just seeing that grow, I've just seen God's, His grace and His presence in a big way. And the second one is with Sunday school classes, because I have the opportunity to help out with the junior high, senior high class, but also many times with the even younger kids, and also seeing them work together, the older and the younger kids, and just that community, that mini community of believers. Again, I see God in a huge way there. And so those are the two that immediately I thought of.
Yeah. Well, it seems to me that both of those groups are also groups where there seems to be a lot of joy. I know Wednesdays when I'm trying to get things ready to go for Wednesday night service, occasionally I hear you guys laughing and stuff when you're doing the bell choirs, which is always a good thing to hear, of all the things that you can overhear. And then also when we have the collaborative Sunday school days where we've got all ages working together on stuff, you can see the fun that all of the youth are having, whether it's the youngest kids, the oldest kids. They all just really mesh well.
They do. They do. That's something that many times I've been in situations where you don't see that. It's like the older kids treat them like just like they're rugrats, instead of here's somebody that I can know, and if you pay attention to a kid, they'll give you their best.
Oh yeah. Well, and there's that willingness to want to care for somebody
Mm-hmm.
else,
Yes.
and especially with the youth, you see that. I see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do too. It's really a pleasure to see that, and just how, and it doesn't matter who it is. It isn't like there's anybody that's an outlier. It's overall everybody, except the one brother and sister. They kind of they go at it a little bit, but there is still that care there, even though they know how to push each other's buttons.
I think every sibling knows sometimes which buttons to push.
True.
But thinking about some of those dynamics, then instead of pushing somebody else's buttons, what are some ways that you then try to embody or follow in a Christ-like example of loving others in the community?
The biggest is in service, and like over the past year, there was one neighbor who passed away, but we used to take him to his doctor appointments, my son and I. We would take him to the hospital for treatments, and some days I would do it. I would leave work, take him, come to work when he was done, because it was a pretty long treatment that he would have every week or other week, and then go get him, and then come back to work again. And so I think it's service to others, and people knowing that they can count on you, that you will be there. And of course, it's not out of, hey, look what I did, but it's just them knowing that you're trying to serve them as Christ would serve them.
Yeah.
So for me, that's where it's at.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts and for taking this time to sit down with not just myself, but with the other folks that will get a chance to see our conversation together. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to getting a chance to talk with you a little bit more again sometime soon.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you all. We will chat again next time. Take care, everybody.